Hello there, here's Bruno again. You're watching Ink and Words. Welcome back. Today we are here to talk about Stranger Things. Nah, just kidding. Today's comic is Paper Girls. Paper Girls is a mystery science fiction comic book series. The comic was created by Brian K. Vaughan and Cliff Chiang, with letter and design by Jared Fletcher, colors by Matt Wilson, and published by Image Comics between 2015 and 2019. In this story, we are following the adventures of four 12-year-old newspaper delivery girls in the 1980s. After a crazy dream about heaven, Crystal McAuliffe from the Challenger disaster, the Tree of Knowledge, her little sister, and the devil, Erin wakes up for her first day as a paper girl. After she starts her first route, Erin is approached by some bullies who try to steal some newspapers from her. She's saved by Mackenzie and the other girls. Mackenzie used all her wit to send the boys away. The boys go away, but not without threatening the girls. Here, we already can understand how things work between these girls. In just a few pages, we start to have an understanding of the girls and their mindsets, their places in this little group. Mackenzie is the leader of the gang. She's a tomboy, cynical and snarky. KJ is the rich one from good schools and extracurricular activities. She carries her field hockey stick at all times and occasionally use it as a weapon. Tiff is a smart game girl who loves walkie-talkies, and Erin has a more maternal instinct that we can see when she talks about her sister, her little sister, and how she's always trying to help people. Erin is also a person who likes to play by the rules. After another incident on that morning, Tiff was assaulted by three mysterious guys in bad ghost costumes. They steal one of her precious walkie-talkies. After that, the girls decided to go after those guys. They got to a construction site where they found a house with one of the windows open. The girls enter the house, and what they find in the basement is going to change their lives forever. I don't want to give you spoilers, guys, but the girls will be caught in a war between two factions, teenagers versus old-timers, in a war known as the Battle of the Ages. Okay guys, here I wanted to start to talk about some things that I realized I have to say, even from the beginning of the comic. For me, the story comes with a lot of tropes from the last 10 to 15 years in our entertainment culture. It was too easy to see where this particular story was going to, even from the beginning. And I'm saying this because I have already read Y: The Last Man and Saga, which are better than Paper Girls. Y: The Last Man is way better. So I was prepared for Brian Vaughan style. I think that Vaughan applies to this story perspective from the current days. People in the world, Paper Girls world, don't sound like people from the 80s. They sound like today's Californians, if you know what I mean. I was reading the issues and I was I already knew the next step. And it was not because I'm super smart. It was because the story was telegraphed. It was not something that I was wondering, what's next? For me, this was a bad experience because I was really into this comic premise, but they lost me in the first issues. I read on the internet that Brian likes to write female characters, and I have to say, and I know that I'm going to repeat myself, but his female characters in Y: The Last Man were way more believable and interesting than in Paper Girls. The story has good moments, but it was not for me. I didn't connect to the story. Now, about the art and color. The art is good, real good, and it's fluid and has a cool style with moments more minimalistic and others more, how can I say, more detailed. The scenarios and backgrounds in some panels are really beautiful. But for me, the colors by Matt Wilson are amazing through all the issues. The colors of Paper Girls are the highlights of the work. They bring the aura of the 80s to the story, something like neon lights. I really loved it. I'm sorry guys, but I'm going to step outside of the world of comics for a moment. For me, Stranger Things, the TV show, was more nostalgic and portrayed it way better in the movies, lifestyle, and the culture of the 80s. Okay, so for Paper Girls, I give 3 ink cartridges. An interesting plot, but not very well worked, and too heavy on one side only. Good art and excellent colors. Excellent colors. It's not the best work from Brian K. Vaughan. Anyways, you can give a shot for the Paper Girls and see if it fits you. But please, don't take my words for granted. Go read.